All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? We are back live on the Social Experiment Show. Hit the refresh button. We are back live on the Social Experiment Show. I got Mr. Cannon Wall waiting in the lobby. He's going to be joining the show here pretty shortly. We're going to pull him in here. We're going to have a good conversation with him. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about some of these things he's been through, some of the things he's got going on. We're going to talk about some personal investments he's made. And we're also going to discuss how he's been killing them in the investment game these days. But you know what I mean? Been knowing Cannon for some time, just around the city of Erie. Very, his name is it rings bells around here. We'll just say that. You know what I mean? Like everybody know who Cannon is. He do his thing, get around and take care of a lot of business. He's a good dude. A lot of people, different people, was like when I was telling them what I was doing, they were saying, "Yo, man, you got to reach out to Cannon, man. He got it going on right now. He got this going, he got that going." And I'm reaching out to him, like trying to get in touch with him, see what's up. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm in Vegas. You know what I mean? I got this going on, that going on." So you always got something going on. I'm glad he was able to have some time for us today to get on the show. I got him waiting in the lobby, so I'm going to introduce Mr. Cannon Wall here shortly. For all my viewers out there, make sure you like and you subscribe to the page. Don't be afraid to get in the comment section. We are live on both Facebook and YouTube, so we are going to try to interact with everybody. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Cannon Wall to the stream. What's going on, Cannon? Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. What's
I hear
up?
you. I hear you. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Hope all is well with you. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I can't complain. I see you driving, man. I hope you sitting still. We can't afford no
Yeah, I'm about
mishaps
to
or nothing
park.
like that.
I'm about
Yeah,
to
let's
park
get
right now.
let's get you parked and let's get you buckled in, man. I don't want to. I would hate for it to be. You know what I
Right,
mean?
on your time, huh? Not on
Yeah,
your watch,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah. But first and foremost, man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on the show. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not sure if you've been paying attention or not, but I've been trying to get a bunch of different brothers on here who I feel like are doing positive things in the community, people who are doing some beneficial things, progressive things, who are, could uplift some other brothers. And as I got this started and I'm reaching out to different people and asking different people, I reached out to Dana. I'm like, yo, shoot me some names. And she was like, oh, Cannon Wall, you got to get Cannon on there. Then I told somebody else, like, yo, she told me to get Cannon. They like, oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you being able to interested to come on the show, but I'm just gonna jump right in there and ask you like, why was they suggesting that I interview you?
It probably was just because, I mean, like, honestly, like, I'm a good dude. All positive vibes. Always happy. Always, bring the energy. Always, never no dull, never no sad, never no depressing moments for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always putting you on some game. I look out for the youth, you know what I'm saying? I'm always with my kids. I look out for everybody around me, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around me happy, you know? I make sure that, like, just because, like, if you my people, I'm gonna make sure you good, you know?
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm pretty sure they understand. I probably looked out for them, you know?
Let it hear
So
it. I let it hear it. So then I'm gonna ask you is like, what made you want to be interested to come on the show and had a conversation then? When I extended the invitation, you was like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm all for it. Like, why was that something? Why were you interested in that?
well, first and foremost, man, I like what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta salute the people that's doing positive things, and even you jumping out to do that, it takes a lot of guts and glory. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to I'm gonna just do this social experiment, see how I go. So a lot of people got a lot of ideas, but they don't do them. So I gotta salute you for that, and I gotta hop on and support first and
Absolutely.
foremost.
Appreciate it.
So I want to salute you too for even doing this for us, man. You know what I'm saying? Like giving the people like idea of who people are around here. The staples. I mean, I don't see you ain't got no knuckleheads on your show. You know what I mean? Like so, like people got to understand who is who, who the leaders are, and I mean that's why I feel like I got to hop on and get a little peace
Absolutely.
of mind too.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. And like I was saying, in my introduction, I was kind of talking a little about you. Like, I just remember like from being young, just being around and like pretty much you always having a go-getter mentality. Like I've always known you to at least be doing something or getting yourself busy or trying to work harder at something. That's something that's always admirable to me. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, I remember you doing the car rental things and you got the property, and then I heard you got the investment and all of that stuff going on, man. But like outside of the things that I know and outside of the things that anybody else knows who may be watching, why don't you kind of tell us who is Cannon Wall? Give us a little bit of who you are for the people who may not know who you are.
Well, Cannon Wall, I mean, I'm the founder of Bible and Basketball. It's a little youth program I do for the youth every Sunday. What's not going on right now? I'm getting a lot of hits. A lot of parents ask me to come back with it, so I'm gonna come back with the winter session pretty soon. But like I get back to my community like that with the kids. Like I love kids. I specialize in it. So I like to lead the kids to the right way because there's not a lot of that. There's not a lot of leaders out here, and they need that because like I said, they get brainwashed, man, by everything. So if we ain't there for them, then they get brainwashed. Like it's like getting bit by like a vampire or something. You know what I'm saying? Once you get bit,
Right.
you know how you get bit by a vampire, and then your people get bit and they coming at you now. They want to kill you. Like, yo, this ain't you. But they brainwashed. They got bit by a vampire, and once
Right.
they get there, it's either you fix them or you attack them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take your own people out. So it's like you gotta teach them like that before they get brainwashed, before they get bit like a vampire. That music doing it. The people's doing it, you know what I'm saying? So much out there, the movies doing it. Like the kids is getting totally brainwashed, and we need the leaders like that to be, you know what I mean, come in. So other than that though, you know, I'm a business owner. Like I sell and rent cars out. I've been doing that for a long time. You know, I mastered the ins and out of that. Like I got investments now. I'm gonna encourage before I leave the show, make sure you remind me to enlighten everybody on that investment program too, because it's
Oh,
like it's
we definitely gonna talk about that, man. We definitely gonna get some information about that, man, because I've been hearing
yeah,
nothing but good things about that.
yeah, it's dope. It's fire. It's like opportunity of a lifetime, you know?
Right. So, let me ask you this: when you say like, as far as like you wanted to be involved, be more involved with the youth, and doing more stuff, like as far as like leading them in the right direction, because I can agree with you. Like, it's a lot of stuff that's going on out here that's misguiding our youth. It's a lot of different things that are going on out here to where it's like it makes it very easy and convenient for them to get off of track and go astray. So my question to you is like, pretty much like, what's your story as far as like when you were growing up? How was it? Like, why is this something that you're interested in now? Like, did you have a lot of role models and a lot of mentors around you, or did you pretty much have to find your own way? Like, what was that like for you?
Well, growing up, man, it was crazy because like a lot of people don't know, like I've been in foster homes and I've been like all in Atlanta, like you know what I'm saying. I've been all over the place, man.
Yeah, for
Staying with
real.
this, yeah, yeah, bro. It's been a little hard childhood for me. You know what I'm saying? So I've been like probably like 10 different elementary schools. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I've been in
wow.
like yeah, I've been all over. I've been every skitty. That's why I know a lot of people because I've been from this side to this side to this side to this side. You know what I'm saying? It was never really a hood for me. Like I'm from down the way, but you know what I'm saying? I know people from up the way. That's why I can really pretty much go anywhere because like I've been in so many different schools. My childhood was crazy coming up. But you know, I had this program I could look up to. It's called the City Mission Program. Some people know what I'm talking about. You know, we used to go there. They used to give us gifts. They used to give us. I used to look forward to that. Getting free food. You know, I used to
Mhm.
look forward to the love they used to give. They used to have to offer the conversations, the gifts, the encouragement. You know what I mean? Like I'm like right now, we don't really got that. You know, like we got a couple people doing their thing, but it ain't really nothing big. So I feel like God be telling me, and it's on my heart because like that's my calling. I feel like to reach out to the youth. So you know, I answer God's calling. I'm like, you know, one day, you know what? Let me do this little program. And my first idea is to lead them to God. But you know, you need some fun with the kids when you lead them to God. Like they don't want to come listen to God. They don't want to do that. So
Right.
that's why came out with the Bible and basketball program to incorporate some fun prizes. You know what I mean? Like all out my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like all out my team pocket. There was no funding, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Buying pizza every week. You know, doing different stuff, taking them places. You know, so but I just feel like they need that because without that, like without a pinch or without a thought of it, they'd never know, bro. And they lost. Like some parents ain't even believing in it. Some parents have lost themselves, bro. So me as a leader, knowing I would be a fool not to spread the knowledge like that. What good am I if I can't show my talents? You know what I mean? Like God don't want that for me. So I try to please God no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? I'm blessed, bro. I'm happy. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure God pleased with me, but I try to please him first and foremost. And he tell us to spread his word. So I do it to the youth. And I feel like that's my calling. And I even work at the school, the community
Yeah.
competition school. Yeah, and I do it there, you know, my class. Like they know me, that you know what I mean? They, Mr. Ryan, Mr. Harris, like some parents know, you know what I mean? But I teach them scriptures, man. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like they need that because when I had that growing up, always the scriptures always drilled to me. What that man said, that positive man said, it always came back to me. You know what I mean? And then I met my man Ace. He got me since he was in high school. He started doing a little youth program and getting God involved. And I'm getting more incorporated and start getting cooler. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, so this God stuff really worked, you know? So
Okay.
I'm just trying to tell people it really works. So that's why I've really been on it like for the past 15 years, you know? Like
Oh, that's
real
what's up,
bad.
man. I didn't even know your resume was like that for real. Like, quite
Oh
honestly, I
yeah,
just
man.
known you to be, having the business, doing the cars, the houses, and stuff like that. That's definitely interesting, though, because I seen Bible and basketball program, you know what I mean? And I seen a lot of different things going on, but I didn't know actually who had it, who was running everything, or I just, again, like I said, I just seen it on Facebook. So that's what's up to hear. And then especially like hearing some of the things that you talk about coming up throughout your childhood and going through different programs and stuff like that. Because I remember how important like the programs were when I was growing up, like the Trinity Center, you know, the MLK, the JFK, and
Right.
stuff like that. So I definitely agree that we need to get back to that kind of stuff. So like coming up, like through those rough times, did you have any let's say any positive male role models that you remember, like, and not necessarily names, but like what were some of the things that were kind of like, because going through situations like that, you know, a lot of people have a difficult time like staying in the positive and staying on the up and ups. But hearing from what you saying and the things that you doing now, like what was the encouragement for you? What was the push for you? Like what kept you grounded and solid?
The only man that kept me out the streets, man. I would have been an old street dude. Like I was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I would have been one of them. I would have been lost. But the only dude I could say that really kept me off the streets was my man Ace, the one that run the investment program. You know, he's the owner of that. He's the founder of that. He came up with the investment program, but that's the only one that kept me out the streets. He taught me the business side. I owe it to him because my brother did time. My older brother, the one I look up to, he did time. So it was really me and my older brother out here without my, you know what I mean? Just my mom did time. My pops was here and there. He was around, but you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We had to fend for this. We had to fend for ourselves out there, bro. So, like, that's the only one that pulled me out. Like, hey, bro, I see some potential in you. He like, from high school, he like, I see something about you, man. And all them students, he like, something about you, man. So he took me under his wing and he showed me the business side. I'm like, okay, you know what it is? The streets ain't all that. You know, I see what you're saying. And he taught me how to get the bag. You know, he taught me all this different stuff. So, hey, I've been pretty much branching off of that
That's
for
what's up,
for,
man.
for a long time. So I owe it to him to keep me off of that, you know?
That's what's up, man. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I want to have these conversations and continue to to have discussions like this, because like a lot of different men that I've talked to, we talk about how, and myself included, we talk about how other men have played roles in our lives and encouraged us and inspired us. And a lot of us, you know, we were on the brink of possibly being in some type of trouble or some type of being wrapped up in some stuff that we had no business. And it seems like there's always somebody who kind of pulled us along or pulled us out the way, you know. So that's what's up to, you know, whoever that gentleman was who you were naming, and we're gonna make sure that we get a little bit more into that as well. But then, okay, so when you get to the point to where you know you got your brother's in trouble, and you said your mother was in trouble, and your father's kind of like to and from it, like what was like the first thing that you did when you realized that, like, you know what, I need to stay on the right path, or I need to stay on the positive path? Like what was like the eye opener for you, or the
I
door
had
opener?
no I had no other choice because I had my own crib since I was 20 years old. From now, you know what I'm saying? I never had to stay with nobody. So I was like pushing. Then I got custody of my kids, so you got to put that in there when they came. So it was crazy for me, bro. Like nobody around. Like I had to muscle up. So that's why I know God real, because the only person I had was God, bro. Like I couldn't turn nowhere else, bro. Like real talk. So I'm like, praying. Praying. Then I heard about praise, the power of praise. A lot of people don't know about the power of praise, bro. I got to teach people that. And I also got to teach fellas this about your kids, man. Like the first curse of a man is him not taking care of his kids. And people be having kids at 15, 16. They don't know no better. They be like, I got to chase the dollar, leave their kid alone. And that's when the curses start. God will curse you and God can bless you, but he will curse you if you ain't taking care of your kids, and he bless you when you do. So when I learned, only thing I had was God and the kids, bro. I had to take care of the kids. Like we went from eating Little Caesars every single day, bro. Like I think I raised my kids for 2 years straight off hot and ready's, bro. Like real talk, hot and ready's and noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so like all I had was to take care of them. So as I started taking care of the kids, more blessings started coming. So I'm feeling like God revealed that to me. He like, yo, you know what? The the secret is all these people don't take care of their kids. You can see how many problems they're going through. What they and never can get out of trouble. Always this, always that, and they never can get over the hump. They touch a couple of dollars, they lose it. They never can get over that hump because the first curse that they don't know about is not taking care of their kids. And they think they can dip in and out of the kid's life, give them a couple of dollars, dip out, go get the bag, but they ain't gonna never come up because they cursed. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know it, but God revealed that to me, so I feel like the people need to know that, because you got to take care of your kids first if you want to get the bag. You can't get the bag without taking care of your kids. It ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And if it is working, it ain't gonna work for long. I know that for sure. And that blessing is when you take care of your kids, you get a blessing from God. So it's a blessing and a curse you get. And that's the first curse of a man as a young boy having kids. So you got to take care of them kids, man. So
Wow, bro. Hey, listen, that's interesting that you said that, man, to be quite honest, because I remember a point in time in my life where, like, I wasn't the greatest of fathers and I really wasn't even overly too concerned about my kids. And I remember having conversations and I'm just like, talking to my mom, like, why you think I keep running into these walls and having these bad times? And she like, well, you got that daughter out there, and she kind of drilled it into me a little bit. And like, as the days go by, and I'm not the greatest, you know what I mean? I'm still working towards it, but like the bless as I spend more time with my children and step my dad game up, like I've been having a lot of different things happen to me, a lot of different doors open up. So like nobody ever broke it down to me like that. But I have to agree with everything that you said when you say that. Like the first curse of a man is when he's not taking care of his kids. Because when I thought I was young and running the streets and having a good time,
yeah,
man, it wasn't as good as I thought it was until I started like really, getting the dad thing going and getting
yeah,
it down pack. So I appreciate all of that.
for
So you
sure, man.
you said you got custody of your kids at 20. How many children do you have?
I got four. I got
Okay.
custody of the oldest three. And they live with me. So, I do all the mommy duties. I cook, I clean, you know what I'm saying? I take them to doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, it's basketball, football, sports, dance, whatever. You know what I mean? I do all that, and on top of chasing my bag, on top of, having my fun, on top, you know what I'm saying? So, bro, my hands is full, you know what I'm saying? I'm real busy. That's why I said I'm blessed and fortunate, bro, because God really bless you for taking care of your kids, bro. I can't do it no other way. I got my kids in Walmart right now. They waiting for me probably. But yeah, so it's really crazy like that, bro. You got to take care of them kids. I can walk in. You can interview me at the same time, right?
That's up to you, man. If this what you if this the way you want to do it, man, you a dad. Like you said, you a dad first. So if you don't mind the people in Walmart knowing what's seeing you talking to your phone, let's go.
No, we cool. Let's go.
Listen, man, hey, I appreciate that I respect that. Even for you to be like, like I'm being a dad right now, but I still got time to do this interview. It just kind of shows that, like, you got a giving heart, you got a big heart, you know what I mean? And then like doing them fatherly duties and being enrolled, like I'm pretty sure that your kids, they love you a lot, they look up to you a lot, they you know what I mean, it's encouraging. So like, and then pretty much what I'm hearing you say, like the gist of what you're saying is it's still possible for you to be a good father and be responsible and be respectful and still make good money and still have fun. So like, why do you think that's so difficult for some of us as men to kind of like accept or understand, as far as like being able to balance all and still be dads instead of just kind of running away from
Because
our kids?
because it's the first reason why dads don't want to get their kids. They feel like the kids is taking up their time to do whatever else they want to do. Like dudes like to go shoot dice. They like to sit in bars. They like to drink. They like to do too much stuff that they don't need to do. And if the thought of them getting their kids is the thought of they can't do that. They can't go hit the chick that they want to go hit. They can't go to the bar and meet the poor. They can't go shoot the dice. They can't go to the casino. So that thought of it is like, oh, I can't get them today because the thought of it, I gotta go chase. They want to go chase a dollar. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the men don't do it, because the first thing you got to do is take care of the kids, and then everything else line up in between that. You know what I mean? Because they're the future, and they're gonna take care of you. And I know that for a fact. Like I know, I'm training my own kids. You know what I mean? I feel like my kids got a good shot at going into the league. You know, I know. I feel like I got faith, bro. Like the faith is crazy with me. So,
Right.
I speak to God. God speak to me about different things. So I just feel like he gonna come back and buy me a big mansion, and then we did all that grinding trying to get the bag for what? You wasn't ready for the bag. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You
Right.
was gonna kill yourself with the bag if God would have dropped the bag on you at the age of 30. You know what I'm saying? I'd be in Miami, bro, going crazy if I had a billion, bro. I ain't
Right.
ready for a billion. I don't even want a billion. I ain't ready for a million yet. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't touched a million yet. So I ain't
Yeah.
tripping about it. But
That's interesting to hear you say that. I ain't ready for that, because a lot of people say that like they be wanting a big bag dropped on them, and a lot of people don't even know what to do with
you ain't
$1,000, and they want a hundred
you
thousand.
gotta
Or.
you gotta be ready for it, bro. So you gotta be ready for it. You'll kill yourself with a billion, The rapper, God don't want you to kill yourself, so he ain't gonna drop the bag on you like that,
Right. So let me
So
ask you, like, when it came to like to being a father, like, were you always this way? Like, from the moment you had children, you knew like, all right, listen, it's time for me to man up and step up, or was it times
off
where
the
you like
dribble,
off the dribble?
off the hospital, since the baby came out the womb, I was there, and I never knew how to do it because I had to teach myself that actually, bro, because nobody
Right.
around me was a good father. Like I set that trend around my people too. Like I set the trend around everybody. Like we got to be good fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. To even be a real, you know what I'm saying? Real end. Like not to use but to even be considered a real person, you got to be with the kids. The bag don't mean nothing. You're real. How many people you shot? How many people you beat? Don't mean nothing, man. If you ain't
Right.
taking care of them kids, like yo, man, you a sucker to me. You know, like you can feel like how you want to feel, how you are, but if you ain't taking care of the kids, like you just don't get the top respect that you get.
Right, man. That's what's. Hey, listen, man. I'm loving everything that you're saying for real because it definitely make a lot of sense and mean a lot. So and then I heard you say like you weren't you were hanging around people who weren't the best of fathers, and you kind of like pretty much like check that. Like, take me through that a little bit. Like, what do you mean when you say how do you address a friend or a brother or whatever the case may be when you feel like they aren't being a father that they should be? Like, how do you step in?
You just gotta have your kids. Even like, it's time to hang out. My kid's coming. I got my kid. You just set the example basically, and then you know what I mean. Eventually, people get the point. People get the idea. Like, oh, yeah, oh, so it's cool to hang out with the fellas and drink a little bit. And you got your kids in the other room playing, or you know what I mean. My kids coming, Daddy, we ready to go. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just had no choice but to have them. So it started becoming a routine of having them. And the mother should know once you got your kids alive, just feel like normal life. Like, come on, y'all know what it is. Like, pile up, we going to Walmart, whatever it is. It's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing to have them no more. But not that one. I'm saying like anybody that don't. I'm not saying you should be as much involved as I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying all that. Like, nobody's
Right,
a bad father just because you don't see him all the time. This is what you can do that you don't do. That's what makes
right,
you a bad father. You know what I mean? Like if you
right,
out there doing nothing, you just want to go keep kicking it at the same spot. That's corny. You could be with your kid now. Now you're a bad father. But if you're working, you got to go to school, you got to do this, and you can't see him. That's understandable. Then you got to get the benefit of the doubt. You got to see him when you can, though.
right. I respect it. So then, like, so let me ask you this: when it comes to you taking care of them kids, like, you married over there? You got a wife over there helping you, or this is all you getting from the muscle?
This is all me getting into the muscle, man.
Okay, all right, that's what's up, man.
No,
Even
no,
more, salute to you for
single.
that, man. Salute to you for that. So then, we gonna talk about the kids a little bit. So then, kind of take me through your journey of because again, like I said, you've known around here for having a sharp mind, investing and stuff like that. So when did you start getting into actually investing and making money for yourself?
Actually, it's only been a year. The program's been only going on for a year. What
I
y'all
know. I
got?
mean, prior to the program. I mean, like all the way because you said houses and entertainment and
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like that.
okay,
Like, when did
yeah.
that
Like
all get started?
um, I've invested in real estate. I invested in cars. I invested in different stocks, bitcoins, all that. Like I still got money in all types of different places. Like I like to put. I got rental properties, like baby showers, stuff like that. I just like to keep my hands involved in all type of different stuff. Like, oh, you want to open this business? Let's do it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm open to any business ideas. Like I've been trying to get a team together. Like we need to all put some of 100 people came in and put like $200 and we can have a Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Not saying the $200, but 100 people came in and put five. We can have one. We can have stuff like that. But
Right,
people don't think like that. Because everybody for self, self, self. But I realize in business, bro, like I try to do it by myself. You cannot. Like even though you be like, I want it all for myself. I'm gonna put the hard work in. You cannot, bro. You cannot run a business by yourself. You're gonna need some help. You can think you can do it, but it's not. It won't work like that. You need
right,
some help. So you got to build a solid team first and foremost before like you even try to run the businesses.
right. So what was your first investment? Did you invest in cars first, or did you invest in houses first?
Cars is my
Okay,
first investment. Oh no, actually I'm gonna say houses because I had bought a house before. I sold it right away, and then I bought another. I started doing real estate like 7 8 years later. So
okay.
I'm gonna say a house. This when the house auction was really really low before anybody knew about the house auctions. There was like $1,500, $750, $500 for houses,
Mm-hmm.
and we was buying houses. My man, Ace, we bought like 20 of them because the prices was really low, and then everybody started knowing about them. So the houses that was 500, 750, they now like 65, 7,500, because everybody knew about it. So that's when I bought a house. And what I did was stupid was I bought a house for like 1,500 and I sold it for like 5 bands. You know what I mean? Just a quick
Uh,
flip. That was my mistake. So next time I did it right. But um, I started investing in cars, and I started the rental company in Erie. Like I started that. You know what I mean? Like
what do you mean? What do you mean
everybody
you
got that
started that?
idea for me.
What you mean? Like the
Like
Uber type of thing?
yeah, a lot of people do rentals right now. Like like they got rentals 60 a day. I'm the first person to bring that idea to Erie for sure.
What
For
when did you
sure.
start doing that?
I started doing that maybe in like 2015. There was no rentals before that. Actually, really, one day, really was like, anybody got Uber? I hit him I hit on Facebook, John, like, hood rentals coming soon. You can go find that post. This was before anybody had it. He was like, all right, cousin, wait for you. So this is what happened with it. I bought some cars. I was doing the car sales. You know what I mean? everybody's selling cars. I couldn't sell my cars. I'm like, I can't sell this joint. So
What do you
somebody
mean?
ended up
Hold on.
coming
What you mean?
through.
You was like, was you going to the car auction and buying cars? Was you buying it
Yeah,
from the
yeah. I was
dealers?
going to the car. I get it. I got my dealer's license, you know.
Okay.
So I was just hopped in the game, fresh, buying just any car I could find. I ended up buying a couple cars, and I couldn't sell them for like 2 months. Everybody else selling cars around me. I'm like, why can't I sell my cars? So the whole time I wasn't supposed to sell it. You know, I think that was a revelation. Like the guy revealed that to me, like this business idea. So I'm like, so I ended up renting it out. Somebody like, yo, I need a car. I'm like, here, you can use this car. I ain't sold it, but here's give me a couple of dollars. And then he came back, let me do it again. And then I'm like, wait, what about these other joints? And I started booming from there. And I started doing rentals. Bro, I had 23 rentals at one point in time. So renting 23 rentals a day. You know what I mean?
Wow.
$50 a day. You do the math. It was crazy. Like it was
So let me ask,
crazy.
what kind of cars was you renting with? Like, what was the first car you started with, and how did that kind of like build up for you and take off for you?
The first car I started with was like Dodge Stratus. It was ugly. You know, the rentals wasn't my rentals wasn't up to par. Like somebody was calling my stuff Ryan's Raggedy Rentals. I was like, yo, they hate it. Yo, so yeah, they was clowning me, bro. But I was getting that bag, though. I wasn't tripping. But so they started calling my joint, and that's when I had the club too. I don't know if you remember, I had a nightclub too, man. At daycare,
Where
like
you had a nightclub at the daycare?
yeah, you probably seen on the news, like they talking about daycare by day, club at night, but it was two different sections. You know what I'm saying? So we kept them separate entities, bro.
Right, right.
But that's what I was doing my rentals from at first. But you know, I was buying rentals for like $750, $1,500. You know, no more than 2 bands, and I was renting them out, making some bread, bro. Making like 10 bands on each car. You know what I'm saying? Sell that
Wow.
joint for the same price I bought it for after that. So I had a nice little joint going on. Then so it got hectic. I got to chase people to Pittsburgh, bro. It was hectic doing rentals, bro. So I got the knowledge now how to really run it. But
Oh
I went through
yeah.
some stuff with that. Yeah, 23 rentals out here, renting to all these different people I don't know.
You was managing that all by yourself?
Well, I had a couple people helping me, my homies, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
a couple people in line. But man, these kids, they run me crazy. Look, they in here picking out stuff like they have you wrapped around their little finger, man. They feel
They
like
see
they
you
can do whatever.
occupied. This the best time to get you. They see you busy looking on with the phone. They about to go to the self checkout and just tell you pay for it.
They
That's how it's
crazy.
supposed to be. But so then, all right. So boom. So you got the hood rentals going. You know what I mean? You're renting cars, and then you said like you got back into real estate. When you say that, are you flipping houses, doing Airbnb? Are you a landlord?
I started off as a landlord. I don't like that. I don't like doing that. So
Why
I
not?
like to flip because it's too much trouble. After the rentals changed my mind doing that because I figured like, you know, you get 5, 7. Back then it was like $500, $700 a month for rent, but I can make $500, $700 a week off the whip. So I was like, why would I ever rent a crib again in my life? You know? So that got my head on some different stuff. Like I would never try to do a landlord again because I don't like going in after every tenant, putting new carpet down. Like it was a headache for me. You know, so I was like, basically, I'm gonna just flip them. I'm gonna just buy them, fix them up, and sell them real quick. So I did that a few times, you know, and that got me a pretty nice little bag. Got done? All right, come on. And then I wasn't really into much big real estate, so that's all I did. Like probably like 3, 4 houses like that. I'm working on one right now that I can do, but still need a lot of work. But like I said, my hand is tied, man. I'm busy. I can get to it, you know.
Right, right. And then you said so then you said you had a daycare, right?
Yeah.
So what's the story on that, man? Because it's interesting to hear all of these different hustles you got going on. So kind of take me, how did the daycare process get started for you?
All right, because when I acquired the daycare, it was already popping. It already had 32 kids enrolled, you know. So I took it off. I basically took over from there. Took over somebody, basically the whole thing. Bought the whole thing off somebody. So I started being the director of 32 children. You know what I mean? So I had so much space in the back when I had bought the building. All right. Come on, go ahead, go ring it up. I had so much space in the building. I bought the building. I had a big area in the back. And I'm like, yo, I gotta do something with this. So I initially made the club. Me and my homie, we made the club for ourselves, like somewhere we could chill at, you know.
Right.
Then we started doing after hours. Started bringing so much money in, like so. We was like, oh, they be doing it every week. Every week getting more money. I'm like, man, this crazy. Then we open up on Monday for the daycare. You know what I'm saying? So parents like, I heard y'all. Like it's two different spots. You know what I mean? So they shut that down ASAP because I guess people was they ended up coming in saying you can't have both. This ain't the zoning for the club, and So that was the end of that. But I felt that because I wasn't with the club life every weekend anyway. You know, God
Okay.
was like, no, I ain't you. You ain't about to do
Right.
this. So I felt that
Right.
I was cool with that being shut down after I was mad a little bit for a minute, but
Okay. So we got we started with houses, we got car rentals, we got house flips, we got daycare, we got clubs, and now like it's a huge buzz around the city right now about this investing program, and you seem to be very, very involved with that, man. So kind of like what's this all and I remember being at one of the meetings, I want to say like a year and a half ago, Big Ant McGowan, he introduced a lot of us to Mr. Aaron Collins, and he came into the room and he was talking about, the different programs and the different investment strategies about that, and you seem to be a major player in that. So kind of like what's taking me through, like, how did you get involved in that first? Let me ask you that. How did you originally get involved in that?
because me and my man, his name I call him H, y'all call him Doc. We
Okay.
actually learned it together. You know what I mean? We flew to Miami and we took the class. He dropped the bag for the class. The class is for the teaching. You know what I mean? It was a crazy bag he had to drop. So we flew out to Miami, went to a conference meeting, took notes. You know what I mean? We studied it. We studied it real hard. We came back. We had a team of like a couple people. We came up, bro. The people that we knew how to trade, the people that went to Miami, it was like 6 of us. We came back, studied the program. We put 35 grand into the joint. We made 80. We turned that 35 to 80 in 2 weeks. We was so hyped. Like, yo, we
Hold
just
on,
do this
wait. You turned 35 grand into 80 grand in 2 weeks?
in 2 weeks, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As a team. So we like, yo, we was hype about. So we started getting like, bro, like, oh, okay, this is crazy. Like, bro, it was life changing. You know what I mean? So we started bringing more people on. Like, you trade. Yeah, you too. Just do this. We started just telling them what to do. You do this. So we had too many traders, bro. And then it went crazy. So my man figured out a plan. He's like, listen, we can't have too many traders. Let me handle it. So you know what I mean? The plan was for him, which he was a genius idea, because actually what he's doing with the money is what the banks do with your money. When you deposit $500, they take your $500 and they go trade it. And they make $5,500 off your 500 and then have your 500 for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the banks do, no matter
Exactly.
what. So they don't even use their own money.
Right.
So as him want to create a black bank, actually, he's going to be a black bank pretty soon. Like this is going to turn you to billionaire, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like status, real talk. So pretty soon it's going to be the black bank, so people can come get loans easier. You know what I mean? He's like, bro, the money is coming at a great all-time high. So he figured out I can do the trading because he's a genius at it. He mastered the program. We took the losses. We know how to, you know what I mean? Like we know how to juggle it. And he's a real genius. Like I know how to do it. I know how to trade. You know what I mean? But he's a lot better trader than I am. You know, so he know the ins and outs. He knows secrets to it. So basically, you invest with him. He take the money as a whole and he trade it because the bigger the money, the bigger the outpour. So he's basically if you trade in a $500,000 every day, you can make $50K. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
and it's enough for everybody to go around. When you bring your money in, so you invest, you get 10% back a week, which is lovely. Nowhere in America you can go and get that. You know what I mean? Get that type of return. So like the returns is crazy.
So let me
So
ask you, like, what made you want to be interested in bringing that back up? Because again, like I said, it's a lot of people talking about it. It's a lot of people involved, and it's people like who are excited to go pick up their checks. It's people who like bragging about it. Like, what made that want to be something that you felt like you can give back to the men around here? Because it sounds to me like you've been involved from the door as well.
yeah, because because this is something that the higher grade, the third wonder of the world, the rich white people only know about. And it's not information that's supposed to be brought to the hood. This is
Right.
information that Bill Gates know, the information that Donald Trump, the information that all the millionaires, the billionaires know. Because right now, $1 billion could be sitting in there over 10 years. That $1 million is gonna turn them into another billion. That's why you like, how do you keep money? You know, people like, how do they keep? It's because they doing this type of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's some information that we never know. We never know, especially as black people in the inner city, we never know this type of information. So with this information being revealed to us, it's like everybody like, what? Yeah, right. But they looking at it like this is normal. You know what I mean? This is normal. They get the bag. That's how they get it. That's how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor because they got investment money. The people in the inner city don't. You know what I mean? So we rather spend $500 on a nice fit instead of putting that $500 to grow for you. You'd rather go spend blow this at the casino, take a chance when this can be for sure. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
gotta think smart about it, and you gotta be on a different type of. Your mind gotta be different for you to be even an investor, because you can't invest with a I'll say a low vibrational mind. You
Right.
know,
Right.
just
Yeah, because
it ain't
it's
gonna
it
work for
seems
you,
like
because you gotta think for tomorrow. People be thinking about right now, right now. But 2 years ago, if you would have thought about, you know what I mean, today, you would have been cool.
right,
You
right.
know,
So it's people who want to
so
give you $50 today and get $100 back at the end of the night type of thing.
yeah. So you gotta investment is patient. You gotta be patient. It takes patience, but you gonna get the bag over here. I'm telling you, like, if you want to win, if you feel like a way to get to become a million, this is the way, because it's gonna be $1 billion company. The lady that we got working on the paperwork, she already worked with millionaires. We the
Okay.
first people that ain't really the millionaires and billionaires that she worked with. She excited to work with us, so I know she knows potential in her. That's gonna become $1 billion program. So hop in before it's too late. Actually, I can give y'all some information about it, how to sign up, and if you want to sign up, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
man, plug it in. Especially you talking about creating a black bank. So, I mean, let me slow down because now it's people trying to share it on the wall. And I said you talking about the foreign exchange program. And again, this is a real popular thing in the city of Erie right now. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to you and your team for even introducing that to people. You know what I mean? Especially with like understanding the concepts and the importance of like having that financial literacy and establishing things for the future. It sounds to me like from the conversation that I've heard from other people and from what you're saying, has been very beneficial. And then for you to say like I'm teaching my people how the rich stay rich. Like none of this is no scheme, none of this is no scam. Like this is legitimate business. This is how people who are living the upper echelon lifestyle are managing and maintaining their money. So like when you say like I could tell people how to get like how do they get involved? We got some viewers and it's gonna be some people later on. We going live, we on YouTube, it's gonna be posted. So like this might help things go up for you as well as other people. Like how do they get involved with this program?
you can get involved. Actually, um, it's the office located. I mean, if you need me to take you, I could take you, but it's better to set up an appointment. I don't have the number on hand, but I could put my man number out here, but he kind of busy, so I can how about I can give you the information, bro, and you can put it on your wall if you want, and they can
That's cool with
share it. I
me.
can give you what you say.
I said that's cool with me.
That's cool. I can give you all the information, show you how to get involved, and if you involved, you can start. We can teach you how to do it. So pretty soon you can do it on your own and make your own money. That also
Right.
comes with investing, the classes. So it's a really good program for anybody that want to get involved, especially if you just only got a couple of dollars to put in. You just ain't worried about it. Let it sit there for a year. You just let it sit there for a year, it grows more. You come pick up or you can choose a 50-50, come pick it up every week, or you can choose a 90-day, come every 3 months. Either way it go, you're gonna win. So,
Okay. So then let me
but I'm a,
so when it comes to the outside of like I'm not asking you for your dollar amounts or nothing like that, but like since you've been involved in that program, like how has it benefited you? Like what has it done for you in your life or your family's life and stuff like that?
all right. I'm gonna tell you this. My man that did an ace. He played in NFL.
Right.
He's
I read.
he had money for since he came. He played for Penn State. He played for NFL. He played for Canada. He had a bag. He said, out of all the businesses he's done and I've done, or whoever's done, he's never seen money like this before come in. So he said he's making more actually than a football player will make. So the money it really comes, like, it's called compound interest. If you look up compound interest, that's how your money grows. It's crazy. So for me, bro, this is definitely a bigger bag than what I've seen. Like, I don't have to work no more ever. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm set right now with my kids, like, I don't have to work again. But I do it. That's why I want to get back. But as long as the program go, I don't have to work.
Right.
So and
So we
it could
talking
be
so
the
we
same.
talking free time. We talking free time for the family. We talking about longevity of funds. And then let me ask you, like, how have you been enjoying life with you being able to not like work? Like what are the benefits of you not working and
with
still
with
having
the
money coming in?
kids. With the kids, bro. I get to watch them grow. I get to watch them. You know what I mean? Like from everything. Because if you don't know, if you kids change every single day. So some one day, like, your kid has never been 15 when they turn 15. You've never seen a 15-year-old maybe. So they
Right.
do something like, oh, you know what I mean? They change every day. So you can miss a lot in a week, bro. You can miss a lot in a couple of days of your kid. So I learn them like in and out. Like I'm there everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I get time with my kids. I get time to relax. I get time to go on vacation. Like, I love going on vacation,
Yeah,
bro.
I
If
was
I
about
like,
to ask you that. I remember like we was trying to get in touch. You was in Vegas. You're like, so how did that? So you get to that's helping you take them trips and have fun and enjoy your life.
oh, it's definitely helping me, bro. I can take a vacation once a month. You know what I mean? Chill. Like, the way we was like, let's go fly out to somewhere for a weekend. Let's go fly out to Vegas for a weekend. We love Vegas because we got some people down there in Miami too. That's why I'm always in Vegas and Miami, because I know some people down there. This is
Right.
like always a good vibe. But We've been all over the country, bro. We've been to Dominican Republic. We've been where? New York City, Florida, Keys, Dominican, Jamaica's next. We've been Dominican like 8 times because we go there to get back too sometimes. But I mean, we just been a lot of different places with this dude, man. Like Cali, like it's just been so many places we've been, bro. He likes to travel, man. Like I say, he used to be in a league. That's
so then, like, what about the networking opportunities? Like, what type of people are you meeting? What type of people are you being introduced to? Like, who are some of the contacts you developing relationships with now?
Well, I'm meeting football players, like ex-football players, people that used to play in the NFL. I'm meeting them. They teaching me about, financial literacy. He's like, this funny. This stuck out to me, right? He's a millionaire, He don't wear no jewelry or nothing. I don't want to say his name, but he played in the NFL. And I had a conversation with him. My man introduced me to him, and he how many? He said, I'm a millionaire, but he said, do you know how many people ask me for money? He said the NFL offer classes to tell you how to say no. Like he said, they give you a class as you come in, you have to sign up for a class, so they teach you how to say no to people. It was like, so the more money, he said, I don't know. He said it could be a gift and a curse because if you got it, he said, I lost so many friends by having the money because what they required out of me. He's like, so I don't know, man, be careful with that. And he told me that stuck out to me, man. He's like, you lose a lot of friends when you become, because everybody expects you not to say no. And if you say no, then now you a sucker,
Has that been a thing for you? Have you lost a lot of friends as you've been elevating your life?
Nah, well, I don't lose friends on the strength of me. People lose, they cut their own self off. I don't do no snakes, creep stuff. I don't do nothing, bro. I'm cool with nobody can say nothing bad about me. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you got a problem with me, it's because you hating on me. I promise you, like, I don't got no problem with nobody. They can't say nothing bad about me. Like I snake nobody. So it's never with me, but the friends of, I take care of people around me. Like I keep it on a fair level. I don't try, Like I ain't rich or nothing, bro. Like, right.
I mean, even not even on a financial tip, but like thinking like, because like as I grow and as I'm developing into a man, you know what I mean? I'm learning and understanding and realizing that, you know what I mean? There's certain people who I probably used to run with who, you know what I mean, I can't run with anymore. There's certain people who look at you a certain way because they hold you to the standards of the person that you used to be. So as you elevate, people kind of like, that's why I say like they fall off. As you go up, they say the thing with the eagle, they fly up and eagles fly a certain height to where other birds can't go to. It's like, as you get to the point to where you elevate, and it's some people who either they don't want to be around you anymore, they can't come around you anymore. It's just like in your best interest to just stop dealing with those people. Like, so how was that for you as you've been elevating through your life?
As you elevate, you got to see the people around you, because people, they do change around you. Like, it ain't the people that get the money, it's the people around you. They expect you to act different, or you go around some people and they be like, oh, he getting more shine than me. Bro, I hate that, bro. I hate to get more shine than anybody because I don't like the feeling of somebody being jealous. You know what I'm saying? I hate that. So I try to dumb anything down for me, and I try to get shine at people around me more. You know what I mean? Because so that it's a lot of hating going. You know what I mean? Be a lot of hating. People like, oh, you know what I mean? Not my closer friends. The people I hang with is the people I be with. And I don't be with too many people at all. So. But yeah, it'd be a lot of, you got to cut people off because you can sense some jealousy. You can sense a lot of, different type of hating jokes, different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be smart about that too. And that stuff goes a long way, because if you sense that little, you know what I mean? Then that could turn big at any time. That could blossom quick. So, But yeah, you really got to distance yourself nicely, respectfully,
So then when you say that, like, okay, so now as you kind of, because I was reading this book and it was, a lot of us, we get down and out because certain things that we kind of remove from our lives. But what I read was like, don't look at it as losing something, but look at it like, now I have the opportunity to, you know what I mean, to add new things to my life. So when it comes to that, like, and you already talked about like the resources and the networking and stuff like you've been doing. So it's like beneficial to add those new things to your life. Like, do you look at it in the sense of that, like, now I'm get to fill some holes with some things that's going to take me to the next level?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because before, like I said, I used to always believe I was going to be a millionaire. I used to always feel it, and I never knew how. You know what I mean? I thought it was this way, but now I can really get a clear vision. Once you see, you're like, oh, this is a really way. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm gonna get. So you get more confidence, you get more, and then as you get more, think of it, and confidence and gravitation, it's gonna come to you more easier. So because if you're a child and you plan, you just a child, you're not thinking about how you gonna get. It's $1 million is impossible to get, But once you start knowing how to get it, the vision becomes clear, and now the law of attraction is even more stronger. You know what I mean? Because you
Right.
see the clear path. That's why I feel like I know I'm gonna get there, and I can see the path now. Like I was confused about the path. Now, but oh yeah, it's easy to get an M. You know, like I'm gonna get there for sure. Like I already know how. Even with the faith in God, just because you just know, bro. You know, like you can feel it.
Right.
I feel
Right.
it's the feeling that people be talking about when they're like, I knew it all along. You know, I'm like, oh, this must be the feeling. You know what I mean? when they blow it, they be like, I knew I was gonna do it all along. Like I believe, you know what I mean? This is the feeling right here, like you know. So
Right. Right. So then like, and then like I'll be telling people all the time, like, my questions be all over the place, but they kind of all tie into one another. And like it's good that you with your kids and you're in the background and you talked about like as far as the importance of you like being a man and being in your father's life. So I mean your children's lives. So my question to you is like, how important do you believe it is for like us men to be more active in our kids' lives for our not for us as men, but for the actual children, especially with you having some struggles yourself growing up. Like how important is for a dad for I mean, how important for a kid is a dad?
it's it was so important. I mean, it's the most important thing right now because it's either he gonna be a goon or you know what I mean, or a gentleman that's want to be on the right path. Like I said before, like you got to get to them and like get in their head before they get brainwashed. When I mean brainwashed, since it's Halloween time, get bit by a vampire, become as bit by a zombie. Now they walking like a zombie now because that's how parents be like, I don't even know him anymore. Like they don't even know their own kids because they be coming in the music into the and they getting brainwashed, bro. And you gotta talk to them. You gotta talk to your kids. You gotta put praise music on through the house. Like you gotta give them that peace because if they don't get that, bro, they turn to people that you don't know. Like these kids growing up to be 15, 16, and they getting crazy and crazy. They want to rob the old, you know what I mean? They want to do anything to get a dollar, anything to get a stripe. That's just in the music. The music is Satan. He's you know what I mean? He controls
Right.
the music. So that's his way of especially getting to the young black people because that's why NBA Young Boy is the highest selling because he talk about the most crazy, you know what I mean? Like he's not even hard to me. I'm sorry about the fake, but he's not even hard. I'm like, how is this the number one selling music? Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But Satan wanted that way, and that's how you gonna get it. And now the number one selling music got the more people listening to it, and the more kids want to be gangsters, and they lost, bro. So you gotta. It's more important as a father to be in your kid's life because you the first person there before they gotta go out there. You the first person. You the first
Right.
person to look up to. You know what I mean? You gotta be there. You gotta catch him before somebody else catch him. Before a friend catch him. Before somebody put a gun in their hand and say this is what we doing. Before somebody put a pack in their hand and say this, you gotta catch him. You know. So if you losing on that, then they're gonna get caught by somebody else. And once they become that, it's hard to get them back, bro. Once they start getting older, it's hard for them to come back. You got to
Right.
catch them while they're young because they get too old, they ain't coming back.
Right. I
They
feel you
gone.
there. So then
They
like
they're
and
gonna raise it.
right. So then you talk about like, so then like you have your own children, you have 4 children, and then you also working in the school, and you have your own Bible and basketball program that you plan on restarting back up. So now my question to you is like, how important do you think it is as us as men, like to be more present in the community like yourself and like involve ourselves and be more active in some of the children's lives who maybe don't have the structure or don't have that fatherly figure in their lives? Like, how important is that to you and why is that important to you?
Man, that's so important because like before it's all said and done, I'm gonna have my own boys and girls club. That's my goal. I want to open up a boys and girls club. So, but imagine all the men coming together, just being leaders. Like, yo, we can run this. You run a respect class. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run the cafe. I'm gonna run the gym class. You know what I mean? Like we just and we strong. We strong men. So the police, we policing ourselves. Like, hey, yo, police, you know better when we come around. You can't do him like that. Call us. You got a problem with him?
Right.
You call us. You call one of the people from the team. You know, like that's so important. If we came together, like, yo, we gonna raise our youth. You know what I mean? Like that'd be so far. But my goal is to open up a boys and girls club, teach them about God, teach them how to cook, teach the ladies how to be women, teach the guys how to show respect, tie, you know what I mean? Basketball practice, dance, all that type of stuff, bro. I'm gonna get me a boys and girls club. I might have to build a ground up. I don't know. I mean, it seems easy
Listen,
to
man.
be.
Listen, man. Listen. It ain't gonna be a ground up type of thing. Like I said, like just from what you're saying in the conversation with the men, I think I've probably got 18 interviews on this platform, and then the other ones I did before. Like, but just from some of the conversations that I've been having, and then believe it or not, well, I ain't gonna say believe it or not, but then it's a lot of brothers who behind us. You know what I mean? Who like who I see and they acknowledge me out in public. Who don't really do the camera thing, but they saying like, whatever support you need. Like Ant just donated me a studio. Ant McGowan, he just donated me a studio, told me you come, he gave me the keys. Me and my cousin Nick Amadon, he came in there, cleaned up with me, told me he gonna help me with everything. So like people are noticing, acknowledging it. It's gonna get to the point to where you don't have to build it from the ground up. But I love everything that you just said, bro. I literally wrote a program that's like pretty much some of the stuff that you talked about. So I'm glad to hear you passionate about that. Then like, okay, so with that being said, and with doing that, like, what type of impact do you feel like that would have on our community, and why is it important for you to have that impact? Like, if we were to get all of our strong men together and the police respected us to the point to where we had everything in mind, like, what kind of impact would that have on our community?
Man, the impact it'll have, we'll get more respect from the police for sure. Like they'd think twice before, because they be like, all these people teamed up. You know what I mean? Like that'd be the most powerful thing we could do as a city in history. You know what I mean? That they put that in the history books, bro. But that's how hard it is to do that, bro. They put that in the history books for sure. So I think it's so important, bro, because we can change the whole narrative of the whole. You know what I mean? They see us. You can still rock good clothes. You can still be a G. You can still know the wave, and you know what I mean, and still be on some positive get money stuff, bro. You ain't gotta be. You know what I mean? If we always doing that, if we always on that wave, then they gonna follow suit. You know what I mean? But it's so hard to get so many people on your wave because some people be lost too. Our age, you know how that is. So.
Right. I ask people that all the time too. Like, when you think about that, again, like, because I think about some of my peers, and I'm pretty sure you can look at some of your peers and kind of like recognize some of the things you feel people fall short on. Why do you think it is so difficult for us as men to come together to kind of do some of the stuff that you're talking about doing? Like, why do you think that's so hard, and what do you think we can do to kind of like get past that?
I think it's so hard because egos. People ain't really got time to do nothing positive like this. You know what I mean? Nobody want to become a worker. Everybody want to be leaders. You know, like I'm willing to work. I'm willing to get I'll take the bottom step. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like if somebody was started, let me work. Let me help. You know what I mean? Like I'll become a servant. Yes, honey. Yes, I'm ready. Okay. I'll become a servant. You know what I mean? So people don't want to be a worker. Nobody want to take directions from nobody. You know what I mean? I'm a leader. You know what I mean? I'm meant to lead. So like I can actually, like, you got to know the leader. Got to know how to work too. So, but it would be hard because people just ain't on that wave, bro. People just ain't on that time. People just, you know what I mean? You got to select a few people that's really on the time, and the people that are on that time, they probably busy doing their own thing. And you know, I understand, but like I said, we was all to come together.
So how do you think, like, as far as the people who have a difficult time like understanding their role, or because that's pretty much what I'm hearing you say, like, it's a lot of people who don't know their role, and then there's certain people who feel like they should be leading when they don't have the capability to do so. You know what I mean? So what do you think will be something that we could do to kind of get people to understand this is our role? This is, you know what I mean? This is our role. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to be going. Because like over time, as I'm interviewing some of the fellas, like that's the common thing. Like a lot of people are saying, you know, our ego is why we can't come together, or, you know, it's too much personality, or like I like to say, the macho complex. But, you know, as I'm having these conversations with different people, I feel like we're going to make a way to be able to get better at that. So like, what would some suggestions be from you as far as how we can kind of get on track with everything to let the ego down?
Like I would say, man, first somebody got to say, let's do it. You know, somebody got to jump out the narrative and say, let's do it. It's a lot of smoke in the air, though. You know, people ain't getting along. So I mean, I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth a try, but who am I to say, come on, y'all put y'all guns down and let's, you know what I mean? And I tried that, bro. It is so hard. So I just feel like, man, at this point, you just got to do what you can do. And you know what I mean? But I would love to do that. I would love to be like, yo, you know what I mean? Come here. But I just don't feel like it's possible because too much smoke in the air is thick right now. People, you know what I mean? And it's kind of lost, bro. I ain't gonna say it's a done deal. We got some hope.
Listen, I ain't gonna let you. We already had some good vibes going. I can't let you go on with that one. Like, it's definitely possible.
Some hope,
and I understand how difficult it is to do the work. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, right? So check this out, because I have a bunch of different conversations with a bunch of different people, you know, positive guys. And another thing that I'm learning as far as like some of us is like people who are doing like the hardest work or doing the most positive work are very quiet about it. You know what I mean? Like we more modest and we more, you know, I'm just gonna let people recognize me getting the flowers and all of that. But then, like you said yourself, like you got NBA Youngboy, he'll go public talking about killing the friends on the other side of the town. So why do you think that the people who are working so hard and who are doing such great things in the community, why do you think they're so quiet? And if you're not one of those people, I mean, if you are one of those people, like, why are you so quiet with your positivity?
Because it starts even small. Because like as I be trying to do Bible studies and everything. You know what I mean? Like I can have a party, everybody gonna show up. They gonna come. They gonna come drink my bottles. They gonna come do this. They gonna come eat my food. But you know, I have a Bible study and I don't get no outcome. You know what I mean? I be in there dolo almost. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I feel like that's basically like, bro, you can get it somebody on a positive, like, but if I had a brick, if I said, yo, I got this brick, come get it,
Right.
everybody can get 2 zips, they gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? They gonna
Right.
be there. Like anything negative, people gonna support for sure. But when it comes to positive, I think they scared. I don't know if they scared or embarrassed about God to be I don't know what it is, bro. But here.
But you know, here's the thing though, we don't make it that relevant though, because again, like you said, like I'm pretty sure that you would promote a party that you were having more than you would promote a Bible study.
That's well, I do it all the same, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Do
But
you? Okay,
you're probably
okay,
right. You're probably right. Yeah,
okay.
I do it all the same. Like I put it on Facebook. Like I'm having, you know what I mean? I'll put my. But it get to the point you get tired. Like I can't invite you to Bible study 8 times. You ain't show up to one. Then after a while, you stop inviting them. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
that's what gets to the point with me. I'm like, all right, yes,
Yeah, see, and like that's the thing with us, you know what I mean? Because I've had like I remember Ant having like entrepreneur meetings, you know what I mean? I've reached out to different people for different things, and it's just like you get tired of like, don't nobody want to hear that, ain't nobody trying to see that. And that's why I'm taking this approach. The way that I'm going about it is just talking to different men in the community who are doing great things, who are doing positive things, because you know, now we got it on a loop, we got it on a platform. And then on top of that, with us identifying each other, the more people are watching, the more people are viewing and seeing, you know, they're able to they're able to reach out to some of the people to see, like, you know, what's going on. And now people are kind of learning. I can talk to this guy. You know, he's a positive dude and he's approachable dude. You know, like I can have something to say to him and he has something good to say to me. So, like, I definitely this is the importance of this social experiment. This is the importance of us having these type of conversations. I also believe that people need to see us as black men being able to have these type of conversations to where we're not dissing any man, we're not dissing any woman, we're not bashing politicians. Like, we're literally talking about progress. And it sounds to me like you have a whole lot to offer our community, a whole lot to offer our youth. You're already offering our youth and our community things. I'm gonna encourage you to, you know, go harder and do more. You know what I mean? Like you said, you can't do it alone, but I'm telling you, like, I've been in conversation with, and I mean, I got a team of some strong, solid brothers who on board with every single thing that you're saying you on board with. And then, like you
okay,
said, like it just takes for somebody to put it out there.
right,
You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say we're gonna put it out there. And if it takes for me
right,
to spearhead it, to lead this, I know how to take the backseat to certain things. So it might be something where I'm like, okay, fellas, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna lead it. And then I might be like, Ken, listen, man, I don't know how to do this. I need you to lead it. You like, man, if you need me to mop the floor, like I'm gonna mop the floor, bro. I just want to be on the team. So
right,
we creating a brotherhood or a fraternity or whatever words we want to use to kind of like build that and change that. And I want you to keep that positive attitude. And I want you to like, don't give up on pushing the positivity, because like, I mean, I'm glad that you said it yourself. Like NBA Youngboy, like, think about it. They dropping albums. Then you got, and certain music that we do listen to, but you have people who are dropping albums so many different ways, so many different artists. You got so many different negative movies. So it's so much poison for our community out here. And I think us
right,
as men, we need to continue to highlight each other and kind of identify who the positive
right.
people are in our community.
That's right. That's right, bro. That's right. That's why. I guess that's the importance of the show, man. I felt that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to keep highlighting, man. And listen, man, like, I'm gonna give you your flowers too, because honestly, I didn't know that your resume was that strong. I didn't know that you've been getting it like that for the longest. I didn't know that you came up like that. Like, I don't think I've known you until I want to say about 15 or 16. You know, when I was hanging with Mark and all of them, and I was, running around down the way, and it kind of like we crossed paths, and I was hanging with Cal and them. So then outside of that, like, I've always known you to be like an ambitious person, a go-getter, and then as we
Yeah,
kind of grow as adults and kind of grow away from each other's circles, like, to hear some of the things that you've been doing, man, it's congratulations, man. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, man. Like, I feel like you're a leader in this community. Like, you definitely somebody that people need to be in contact with and reach out to. And I definitely feel like you need to let your voice be heard more. Like, don't give up, man. Like, keep pushing the positivity. And now we are creating a platform, and we creating a space for us as men to be able to have these type of conversations, So, like, how important is it? How important is it for you to have conversations like this, and to have conversations like this with men who you don't know, like, moving forward? Like, is this something important? Is something that you would like to see, like, us as men talking like this on the regular?
yeah. It's very important because there's a lot of people I don't know that should hear the information I got, or to hear the information you got, or hear the information you got. So this is a good way to spread it, because a couple of people on here that probably that don't even know me, or that don't even like me, that's listening. You know what I mean? But it still creates like what they can see, like you said, you didn't know. So you know what I mean? So it's definitely important for us that you get to know each other like that, So now you can know what type of vibe, what type of person, what type of move, what type of way, what type of motion somebody got. You know what I mean? Like, because I
Right.
don't want to be around nobody negative. I don't want to be around nobody that's on some negative vibes. None of that. You know. So that's good that you do this show to reach out so people get to know people. You know.
Thank
And I
you.
respect that, man. You doing good with that. I want to give
Pre-
you flowers for doing that too, man.
I
Actually,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. And again, like it sounds like you pretty up. I mean, you sound like you on the up and ups. You strike me as a pretty positive dude. You know what I mean? Like good health. You know what I mean? You living with. I mean, you got your kids living with you. You know, you taking care of business. You taking vacation and stuff like that. So my question to you is like, and I ask everybody this question as far as like the mental health subject. Like, how do you keep yourself in good spirits? How do you address your mental health, or how do you like keep yourself in check to where you always got this big smile on your? Every time I see you, bro, you got a big smile on your face. Like, what are you doing for
bro,
yourself to make sure that you stay on the up and up?
man, it be them for real, bro. Like I'm over there. Check them out. It be them, bro. But most importantly, it be God, bro. Because I just got like so much faith and confidence that God is gonna be there for me. Like it's the faith and like you really gotta study Him and know Him to have the faith and confidence I got because like I could be going through anything, hard times, bad times. I'm still gonna praise Him, bro. I'm still gonna pray. I'm still gonna wake up. My kids wake up and they praise Him. I wake up to praise music. They on their knees. I'm built that into them. You know what I mean? So every morning they praise. Every morning is praise music playing in my house. Every morning I'm trying to uplift some. I don't know. I just be happy. I barely have bad days. Hold on. You hear that music? All right. But yeah, I barely have. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, yeah. Y'all hear? I barely have bad days, and I'm always happy. Like that's why I say like I always bring some good vibes to people. I'm encouraging you. I mean, people call me and ask me for money. I'm like, I ain't letting you borrow no money because you don't even be praying. Like you don't even be praising. You don't even be. So why should I let you borrow money? You're supposed to go through that hard time to see what you need to do. You need to
Right.
go follow God. You know what I mean? So I
Absolutely.
told people don't even call me and ask me for money no more if you ain't praising or praying because
Listen, I
I
respect that.
understand why I understand why you need the money. You ain't praising or praying. If you was
I res-
praising or praying, cause you probably wouldn't need the money. That's what we thought of. You know?
I respect that, man. For real, get out of my face with that. You got to do something for it. I respect it. But listen, man, we've been going for like a good hour, man. I love having these conversations with people, and I tell people all the time, like, once we start to getting good, I don't be want to give too much away because I feel like we as men, we need to start reaching out to one another. And so you might have said some things that some people can learn from and be lightened from. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna ask you, like, do you got anything else you want to add that we didn't talk about? Anything you want to include? Any plugs you want to drop? Any questions for me before we wrap this thing up?
Um, I can use your help for this boys and girls club I'm about to put together. We can put our
Listen,
brains together and do it
I'm with it,
together,
bro.
bro.
I'm with it, bro.
For real. But nah, man, I ain't got no questions. I just encourage everybody to invest. Encourage everybody to follow God. Encourage all the men to be in the kids' life. Invest in their life. You know what I mean? And just follow God, bro. Like you can live life, you can still be cool. You know.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you for having me on here, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Listen, I appreciate your time. I enjoyed the conversation and everything, man. I can't, and I definitely want to help with you with that Boys and Girls Club thing too. So you let me know what you need for me to do. We can sit down, we can have a meeting. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, there's some other brothers who are involved with some of the things that I'm doing. So um I'm pretty sure there's some people who would love to be involved and love to get down with some of the stuff that you have going on. So hopefully your inbox gets filled up and you can filter the people who you need to filter to kind of build the team and join the team and stuff like that. But I definitely want to be part of the team. Like I said, even if it's to the point where listen, I need you to mop the floor this week because we ain't got no janitor. Like I'm
I'm
down, I'm
off
with
it.
it.
I'm
You know
off
what I
it, bro. I'm
mean?
willing to be a servant.
Right. So again, man, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna let you go. It's getting dark and you driving. Again, I don't want to be there when you got your kids in the car. I'm gonna let you go ahead and make sure you get them home in one piece. I appreciate your
Okay.
time. I'm gonna be in
Okay.
touch. I'm gonna inbox you my phone number. I mean, email too as well if you work through email. But like I said, man, I
Yeah,
appreciate the conversation and we're gonna stay locked in and we're gonna keep it moving forward from here, man.
definitely appreciate you. Bible and
Uh,
basketball coming soon. Stay tuned for that
Bible
too.
and basketball coming soon. Coming soon. All right, we got you, man. You drive safe, man. Get home. Take care of the babies.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right.
Take
You
care.
have a
God
good one.
bless. Y'all.
All right, all right. So there you have it, Mr. Cannon Wall. Listen, man, that conversation was very interesting, and that's another reason why I like doing this and why I'm going to continue doing these things. Because a lot of us we know different people in our city, we know different people in our community, and we have our own, I guess, judgments of them. We have our own bias of them. And we hear different things from different people, and we never really know who's who. At least from the people who are we're judging. So it was good, definitely, to get some of that information from him, to have that conversation with him, to hear him speak very highly of being a great father, to speak very highly of him being a man that praises God, as far as his plans of wanting to open his own Boys and Girls Club and the community center, him giving information as far as investment and giving back to the community, talking about building a black bank. Like, listen, man, it's this thing. It just seems like every time we have a conversation, it gets better and it gets better. We find guests and we have some good men. Like, there are some good men in our city, ladies and gentlemen. There's some amazing men in the city of Erie, Pennsylvania. There are some men in the city who are trying to build. They understand the concept of community. They are providing for their families. They're giving back to their community. They're serving their fellow man. So, like, I'm going to encourage y'all to keep having these conversations. I'm going to encourage y'all to keep watching. I need those subscriptions. I need y'all subscribing to the channel, because we're going to drop a couple interviews to where we ain't even going to put them on Facebook Live. I'm going to have some, a couple different heavy hitters on here, and y'all going to need it. I'm going to have to start making y'all tap into the YouTube channel just to watch them. But listen, man, I'm telling y'all, there are some positive men in our city who care about our city, who care about their children. They care about other people's children. They want to grow and they want to thrive. We're going to continue to highlight these men. We're going to continue to reach out to them. We're going to continue to have these positive conversations, and we're going to keep building. We're going to keep growing. And like I said, eventually we're going to get to the point that we start talking about the ladies. We're going to build up the platform. We got the studio. I'm waiting for the cameras to come in. I'm waiting for the furniture to come in. Me and Cuz Nick done clean and scrub the walls and everything. So we're taking it to the next level. We're going to continue to build on this social experiment. We'll continue to keep experimenting with different things and highlighting different men. I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate everybody that I interview, all the guests that I interview. I want y'all to keep tuning in. Make sure that you like my page. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on your notifications so that way anytime I go live, you are alerted. I got my daughter back in the studio, so it was less confusion. I wasn't in here switching computers. She's sitting across from me, got everything all set up and squared away. But again, man, like I said, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the viewers. I appreciate all the guests. Fellas, the calendar is back open. I'm gonna say that, fellas. The calendar is back open. So today was my last actually scheduled interview. I don't have any more scheduled interviews for the rest of the week, but I have a lot of people who are interested. So I'm gonna be reaching out to y'all. I mean, again, it's people who are reaching out to me. Let me know what times you got available, what days you got available. I can get you in the studio. We can go Facebook Live or using your own phone. And then as we get the studio built, we're gonna be inviting guests. But listen, man, I'm excited to talk to y'all. It's people who are excited to hear from some of us. It is people who are loving what we are doing. It is changing the narrative. It is changing how people talk to me. It is changing how people approach me. Hopefully, it's changing how people approach some of the people who been on this show. Change how some of the people talk to you. Even just out in the community, man. Like, people are loving. And I'm gonna keep saying we, because it's not an I thing. It's a we thing. The social experiment is a we thing. Everybody who watches, everybody who interviews, everybody who subscribes is a part of this. We are doing this so that we can build and so that we can be better. This is not about one individual person. This is about all of us. We need to know who's who in the community. We need to know who's who around us who we can trust. And people are taking notice of what we have going on. We're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to keep pushing. We're having great conversations, an hour-long positive conversations about life, about God, about mental health, about investments, about fatherhood, about relationship building. We've had married men on here. So, like, this thing is taking off. And it's only getting better and better. And like, we owe it all to one another. Again, this is a we thing. This is not an I thing. So anybody else who plans on doing this, I encourage you to do so. When we open up the studio, if there's some people who want to come in there and, figure out some things, we can do some brainstorming. We're going to do that as well. But we are going to continue to take this thing to the next level. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep growing. The social experiment is going to have a crazy impact on the city of Erie, Pennsylvania, on our community. And then we are going to go out bigger, and we are going to make sure that we reach out and we touch the world. So listen, like I said, the calendar is back open. I don't have anybody scheduled as of yet. I do have some people who are telling me their days, but as of right now, if anybody is interested in having an interview, positive, progressive interview, please reach out to me. And fellas, for those of you who have told, I'll be back to ask you again. Trust and believe you me. Those inbox messages are about to start coming. In the meantime, hopefully everybody has a good night. I have nobody for tomorrow as of yet, but I will be recording at the YMCA in their studio on Wednesday, so we will get somebody on there. So if there's anybody who does work and they're interested in talking and they're going to be kids present, please make sure you reach out to me. But that is all the time we have for tonight. Me and my daughter about to get up out of here. Y'all have a good night. And again, remember to subscribe to the channel, like, share, We need comments. We need feedback. I need any information I can get from y'all. We're trying to make this thing bigger. We're trying to make this thing better. So keep the text messages coming. Keep the inbox messages coming. Keep the phone calls coming. We're going to build and we're going to grow. Everybody have a good night.